reductions in force. This is obviously the last resort. People leaving the agency who don't want to leave. Where do we stand in that area?
Well, the 15% reduction plan that we prepared for next year, it really depends on how the General Assembly puts our budget together. If they accept the plan that we proposed and we continue to have some attrition, then I think we'll be in pretty good shape not to have a RIF next year. If we are unable to show the legislature that our proposal is worthy of their support, or they, for other reasons, choose not to fund us in that manner, then I really believe we could be subjected to maybe losing up to 40 people next year. Now, again, some of that could be made up with attrition. And again, a lot of our state funding is focused in certain program areas, and it's not spread around the board. So it's really kind of a wait and see. And I'm hoping that the plan that we presented will be within reason, in the ballpark for legislative consideration.
These are not happy things to be talking about, and no doubt a lot of people are worried here at the agency. What do you tell them? What should folks be doing today, tomorrow, next week, next month to keep things moving forward, to do something positive?
Well, I think what we need to do is, and I have said this many times, we need to look at what we provide in the way of service. We need to be sure that we understand what is extremely important and critical to the people we serve, and we need to figure out that the process by which we provide that is the most efficient. And in doing that and making that determination, we will be able to figure out what things we can let go of and free up some of our time to focus on the most important things related to our mission and customer satisfaction.
What would you say to someone who's, either a young person or in the middle of their career? What type of future do you see for them at the board or in state government when there seems to be so much reduction and cutting going on?
Well, I think, government is going to be here. We provide critical services. The board provides critical services. Even if those services were relocated, taken out of the board, there's been discussion of that, put somewhere else. We provide efficient fleet services. We provide, oversight of the surplus property program. We provide a significant, efficient resource in terms of interagency mail. Our buildings, we need a lot more money to maintain our buildings, but we're very efficient with what we have. These are critical services. Technology support, health insurance, the retirement system, all these functions that we provide are critical to the success of the agencies and local governments and even other branches of government that we support. So the kinds of things that we do in terms of a career are going to be there. They're necessary. But I would say this just about the workforce. Nothing we do gets done unless we have people doing it. And that's why it's so important to me in terms of individuals' careers that we keep an emphasis on training, that we have to have professional development, even as we cut budgets. I would hope employees would be able to speak to their supervisors, and the supervisors would learn and understand the kinds of training that our people need to continuously improve our services. And regardless of whether you stay with our agency or you go to some other entity, whether it's public or private, that kind of training will guarantee you a successful career.
The General Assembly doesn't come back until next week, but already legislation has been filed again to restructure state government and in particular the board. What are your thoughts about that Is that something that might pass? What do you think about it?
Well, you know, I've always said that I don't take a position on restructuring. That is the prerogative of the recommendations of the governor and of the General Assembly. And I think it's important to understand that the functions of the board are regulatory, policy development, and oversight in nature, and administrative support in nature. Regardless of where these functions go, they are necessary for government to be effective and efficient. So I don't know where the debate will go this year, but I think our role needs to continue to be to provide factual information to people who ask about what our programs do and how effective they are. So, you know, I'm not sure, I have not looked at the legislation, you know, that's been introduced. I understand it's similar to some that moved through the session last year. And we have, you know, we are available to provide information to the legislative committees as they deem to hear about it.
As you go around the board, talk to different employees, what do you hear? What are people thinking about? What's the mood out there?
Well, the really good thing about our employees is I see a lot of smiles, even though times are tough. I hope people understand that I'm doing my best and that our senior leadership and supervisors in the agency, we're all doing our best to look out for our people. And to the extent we can do that, we're going to do that. The people that I see are very positive, even in these peculiar times we're in. I think I consider it a real pleasure to work with the kind of people we have on the board. I know that everyone is very focused on delivering high quality, highly efficient services to the people that we serve, and the integrity of the employees we have. And it's just my privilege to be able to work with this kind of a workforce. So I guess what I want to say is if everyone just kind of hangs in there and stays customer focused, we are going to work our way through this, and we're going to do it in the least harmful way to our mission and to our employees. And that's our goal.